Bueno, pues vamos a continuar. Y ahora me vuelve a poner capítulo 1. Ok. Claro, es que en realidad es como que se reinicia la historia. Pero supongo que tú sigues teniendo tus habilidades. Y es un sitio diferente. Bueno, y aparte hay otras cosas que hacer. Como conseguir esa piedra.
I wonder what I could make with all these sword crafting materials, thought Fernando.
Ahora sí, ahora sí podemos subir la espada de nivel 1 a nivel 2, cuidado. Tardé media hora en mejorar esta espada. Mantén RT para la espada mágica. Las espadas consumen energía. Para cambiar de espada, vale. O sea que esta es otra espada. Vale, vale. ¿Y en gemas qué? ¿Puedo hacer algo o no? No. Es esa especie de energía verde. Que bueno, a ver qué... ¿En qué queda eso?
Trusted doors that opened automatically, especially after being buried for millennia. Was this some sort of trap?
Adiós.
One small step for a fox, he thought.
¡Ah! Y lo tiré.
The ravens were already here, cawing in frustration. They were still searching for a way in. Good. And he hadn't come too late.
Vale, esto sirve para el enemigo con escudo. Está de puta madre porque hay bastantes que tienen escudo. Así lo podrá enganchar y joderlo. No, tío, en serio. Quise matar a ese. Quise matar a ese del escudo y por eso me jodió este. No sé para qué coño ponen vasijas si no te van a dar nada.
Ice wall. Ice cube.
Para eso que la metan en el culo, tío. Nada, no se puede usar la espada ahí, parece ser. No. Ah, vale, esto es para recuperar salud. Vale, vale, vale.
Firewalls only let you through if they think you're hot enough.
Pues está chulo, ¿eh? El tema de recuperar salud así. Energía y salud. A ver, ¿esto qué es? Acometida. Combo. Tiempo. Esta podría estar bien subírsela. Y esto, combate. ¿Y esto? Bueno, esto tampoco está mal. ¿Y esto? Velocidad. Venga, más salud, más salud. Más salud es más vida en combate.
I'm sorry. Was that your shield?
Joder. Joder. Lo recargo. Esto se va recargando poquito a poco. Diría yo, ¿no? Pero es que... Sí, sí, sí se recarga, pero muy poquito a poco. ¡Oh! Vale, no contaba con esto. Y mira que es fácil, pasar este chisme. Ábrete.
The Ravens at least could not get past this point. Obviously the temple builders knew how to deal with tomb raiders. He wasn't that good. Yet. Renato hated cannon traps. Also, who reloaded these things anyway? He never figured that part out.
Ah, no. Bueno, ya está. Ya la lié.
It was a stone of the purest blackness. It reflected no light, like a void made solid. Nervous, he picked it up.
Este debe ser el primer capítulo. Así que debe estar terminado el primer capítulo. Creo que son 4. Creo que en el anterior vez eran 4.
It was the stone. Eager, thirsty. That seemed tempting and terribly wrong. Zenobia was the Emperor's greatest general and a potent witch. But they had been close once, and Renato wasn't sure he really wanted to be Emperor. Why not capture the core of Sky Ripper instead? It was the eye of a lost god torn out by the Transcendent Emperor to power his greatest weapon. Not the core, said the stone anxiously. Why was he listening to a talking rock? Ah, but the rock had a point. If the stone could truly turn him into a powerful warrior, he could defeat the Emperor with the very weapon the wicked old toad had sought for himself. To be a hero, you had to sacrifice old friends sometimes, especially when they've become enemies. As he placed the impossibly black crystal in his gauntlet, Renato had a sudden vision. Charred fields covered in dead ravens below a black sun. Was it the time of the lost gods before the Transcendent Emperor? Was it the future? Feed souls, it whispered. Take the power.
Vamos allá.
He could feel the stone's hunger for souls, its thirst for blood. All right, I get it. This was going to be interesting.
Aquí hay como gente muerta, la verdad. Alguien se los tuvo que cargar. Fucking shit.
Renato wondered if he could learn to cook this way. Probably not.
Corre. Esto no creo que me pueda pillar, ¿eh? A ver qué recorrido hace este ahora. Dar a la vuelta. No, viene por aquí.
You blinked.
A ver, ¿qué hay ahí?
Zenobia was waiting for Renato.
Otro zorrito.
She was alone, confident as always. Fire danced at the tips of her claws.
Are you here to surrender?
She seemed as cocksure as he felt. But she didn't know he had the stone. And I've missed you too, love. He chuckled. She spotted the stone and bolted without another word.
Esto no se da abierto.
There had to be something useful in these things, didn't there?
Vamos a darle más salud, que siempre me va a venir bien. Nunca creo que eche de menos tener salud. Ostras, yo creo que me acuerdo. Gasto esto. Porque claro, la salud no se recarga, pero lo verde sí.
Zenobia Island were no match for Renato. They screamed as the stones sucked out their souls. And with each death, he felt stronger. Take the power.
Far stronger.
The stone told him. Finally, Renato caught up to her. He had never seen her scared before. At school, she'd been the determined, brave one. Now her eyes were wide. Frightened. He didn't like seeing her this way. Kill her, whispered the stone. You cannot win your rebellion without it. Please. No, said Zenobia. Not that way. Oh, they had been so close once. Could he really feed her soul to his demonic gem? But if he spared her, he would not get the full power of the stone. Oh, how could he be the hero he wanted to be?
Bueno. Vamos arriba.
With a flick of his wrist, he slashed Zenobia's throat. Her eyes widened even more. And then the light went out of them. Renato felt amazing. Power was rushing into him like water from a burst dam.
Madre mía. Vaya burradas que dicen,
Exulted the Iblis stone. Tasty. Renato returned to the Farfarer and set a course for the Nexus. The Empire had a communication outpost there. He could call the Emperor directly. It was time to seize the outpost and let the Emperor know what he had done.
Renato.
The Nexus was
Capítulo 3. Ven a por mí. Claro que voy, amigo.
The wind was so sweet.
Aquí ya tendremos combate,
So
¿no?
soft. The stones so warm.
A lo mejor no.
Black raven feathers. Black feathers. Suddenly, his eyes are filled with them. He's falling through smoke under a dead sun. A voice calls him home. Is this a vision? Whose? Is it the time of the lost gods? Or the future? No matter. What mattered now was killing his way to the Imperial outpost and challenging the Emperor from there.
Renato, vamos.
These platforms were great.
Mata a todos los cuervos del Fuente Imperial. Pues si los hay que matar, habrá que matarlos. Todavía no estamos disponibles.
Don't be shy. Up ahead was Lupino. What was he doing here?
Bernardo! Hey, buddy! Hey there, old... Please don't kill me.
Why would I kill you? Asked Bernardo, although he had been thinking about it.
You've become... look, I mean, no disrespect at all. Kind of evil? Maybe you should, I don't know, go to the mountains to have a think? See if maybe you're sure the stone is not all that healthy a thing to keep?
I suppose you wanted, Bernardo said, and poked Lupino in the chest for emphasis. Oh,
Oh my god!
had he just killed Lupino? Damn it.
El pavo este es un asesino, ¿eh? Yo no le mandé matar a nadie.
He'd go to the outpost, use their far speaker, tell the Emperor what he'd done, and then he'd go to the secret rebel base. Let them know he was ready to lead them to victory. He was practically sure he'd find something useful in one of these things.
Hostia, este bicho es nuevo, creo. A ver, es un bicho explosivo, cuidado. Con los cuervos explosivos, cuando son golpeados o lanzados, explotan. Tras unos segundos. Utilízalo como ventaja. Vale, vale. Correcto, ya sé cómo va. Ah, cabrón. Hostia, tras unos segundos se te explotó al momento, macho. Explotó al puto momento, pero bueno, ahora que sé cómo se regenera vida, no sufro tanto como antes.
Rampaging. At the last moment, he remembered not to kill the far speaker toad. After all, he wanted a word, but
Y se supone que está pasada la fase. Tendré que escoger ahora.
the Emperor was scared, like little girl. Well, he would gather the rebel army and slaughter the Imperial fleet. Yes, applauded the Imblestone. Tremendous. Then the Emperor would have to answer his far speaker, wouldn't he? Who are you? Asked a distant voice that sounded uncomfortably like Zenobia. What have you become? The mountains. Go to the mountains, urged another that sounded a bit like Lupino. Bernardo called the rebel council to let them know to gather their forces. Then he killed the far speaker toad. Why? Oh, because to make sure his sword was sharp. That's awful. So no one else could use it. Yes, that's it. Then he set off for the ruins and the secret rebel base.
Bueno, venga, vamos, vamos. Hay que reconocer que la historia está muy bien
The
contada en
ruins
este
were
juego, ¿eh?
crawling with ravens.
Mola.
Probably looking for the secret base, Renato thought. But then he realized
Es un
they're
don.
probably looking for me. They must be very scared of me. Well, here I am.
Imagino que es por
Whispered the
aquí.
Yellowstone. And he had to agree with it, for once. Who was as good as Renato?
Hostia. Joder, pero que me van a salir aquí 20 noticias ahora. Hostia.
If they didn't want their things broken, they really ought to make them stronger.
Hostia, pero ¿por dónde coño tengo que ir? Es un problema, porque no lo tengo claro, ¿eh? ¿Será por aquí? Ah, no, bueno, es por allá, vale. Aquí solo es para abrir el cofre.
Renato had a lot of crafting materials. Now all he needed was a crafting bench.
¿Me llegará ahora? No. ¡Buah! ¿Dónde va? ¡Vamos, Renaro!
A crafting bench. Renato wondered what he could make with it.
A ver qué hay por aquí, en los alrededores.
Once you try it, you're
¡Ay!
hooked.
No, no. No quiero ir. Ya. Y por aquí, otra. Mi pelea, ¿va? Mierda, joder. Esta no cura. Todavía no me enteré muy bien qué hace. ¿Cómo cambio la espada? Espera, así, ¿no? Vale. Es que de gilipollas salté lo que hace. Yo no sé muy bien para qué sirve. Supongo que será para atacar esta espada, supongo.
Take a leap of faith, said the inscription.
Pero bueno, mola. Ahora puedes cambiarte. Dependiendo de qué situación, pones la espada que quieres. Y estos portales ya los abre esta espada. Perfecto. Aquí ha de haber algo, ¿eh? ¡No! ¿Qué mierda hice que por aquí no es? Volví para atrás, ¿no? Joder, ¿qué hice, tío? ¿Por dónde coño era ahora? ¡Oh!
Urged the stone. Let me make you emperor. Come to think of it, Renato thought as he put down another raven. Why shouldn't I be emperor? How did anybody get to be emperor anyway? By making war. not counting the transcendent emperor, obviously, who had banished the lost gods and started time. Yes, he should be emperor. He would make a great emperor. Right, Stone?
¡No! Me cago en Dios. Ok, ya sé lo que pasa, que quita vida esta mierda.
Hey, why don't you guys fight in groups? Oh, I know.
Ah, pensé que este virus se podía coger o algo.
In team.
No.
The long stairs. So he was close to the rebel base. Nothing was on fire. So far, so good. If only he had some way to break the ice. Or convince it he was a friend.
Ok. Y aquí no hay nada, ¿no? No. Ahora vamos por aquí. Y activamos esto.
Renato strode into the council. Let's do this thing. Let's make me emperor. They looked confused and nervous. Ah, had he mentioned the emperor thing? He meant to bring that up later. I mean, let's go win this rebellion. He waved his sword around encouragingly. They ran. Cowards. He'd stop them. He cut down a few to inspire the others. But soon, there was no one to cut down. Well then,
Madre mía, qué
I'd
dictador,
have to
¿no?
attack the fleet alone. More for me, he said. Unless it was the stone that said it. Traitors. Traitors, all of them. They'd run rather than following him, rather than cheering him. What should he do to the cowards? Anything he wanted to. After all, he was a true hero, the best warrior there ever was. No one could stop him now. But first, finish him. The Emperor, that is. Where was the rebel fleet? They weren't even trying an assault. They were going to miss a day in history. The downfall of this dynasty, and a new one to take its place. He didn't have to kill all the ravens. He could enslave them.
Pensaba que solo había 4
Enslave the
capítulos, pero
toads,
no.
too.
Parece que aquí hay
All
5.
the animals would worship him as a god. He had once been a god. They would willingly give him their blood and their souls. And the world would change. Would become familiar again. That would come in handy in a pinch.
Cómo se nota, ¿eh? El tema de la velocidad, flipa.
He really wasn't making a dent in those shields.
Joder. No, tío, soy un normal. Rematado, además. ¿Cómo me meto ahí yo? ¿Cómo me meto cuando iba a explotar? No me di cuenta que era uno de los que explotaba.
Hey. Hey. I'm a firefox, thought Renato. Renato had been the terror of the sandcastles when he was 2. Renato hoped the other end of this portal wasn't suspended over the abyss.
Ah, ¿qué queda este, coño? Joder, ¿cómo no? Oh. Ah, que tengo que tener esta mierda. Tengo que tener eso activo, si no... Energía, si no, no puedes lanzar el gancho tampoco.
Renato wondered what would happen if he jumped. Would he be rescued by an emergency platform? Renato was glowing with dark power. Already the sun had dimmed. He could do anything, he realized. He could wrap the island safely in smoke again. He was beyond a hero. He was going to become a god again. How odd, he thought, that the Ibra Stone had nothing to say about any of this. Well, no matter. Once he killed this petty Toad Emperor, he would bring back the Black Sun. Don't look down.
Esta misión es exactamente la misma que hice antes, No sé por qué. No tengo ni idea. Supongo que se repetirán algunas misiones. Corre. Escapa, joder. Ahí.
A for effort, D for dead.
Uf.
Soon he'd confront the Emperor. Funny that this whole war had come about because the Emperor feared death. And now it was coming for him. There was some sort of lesson there, wasn't there?
Esto es novedoso, ¿no? Los hechiceros pueden mejorar y sanar a enemigos. Los cuervos mejorados son muy peligrosos. Hostia. Vale, vale. Pues sí, es la misma versión de antes, solo que cambiaba un poquito algún enemigo, ¿no? Pero será la misma. Y dos logros me dan de golpe, ¿eh? Galleta dura. Bueno, pues con esto y un bizcocho vamos a dejar por aquí el vídeo. Vamos a acabar de ver lo que dice. Pero ya lo dejo.
They held some arcane items he didn't recognize. He simply flexed his will and sucked their souls out of their bodies. And Iblis exulted. It is finished. And the void that had been a mere stone on a sword expanded. It stretched and ripped like a vast womb. And a gaze black and pitiless as the sun passed through the void into the land. And so time ended.
Y así terminó el tiempo.
Bernardo stared at the book. He was still alive. Again. And still only flying away from burning Ubar. Had he lived that adventure? Or only dreamt it? Had he really died? It felt so real, not like a dream at all.
Bueno, perfecto. Nueva verdad descubierta. La piedra de Iblis. Corrompe a cualquiera que la posee, que es lo que me pasó en este capítulo. Por eso era chungo.
And he lost in a different way. It was the book, wasn't it? Oracles showed you your destiny. But this was showing him different ways he could die miserably. Thanks a bunch, book, he thought. But these were destinies that he did not have to fulfill. But he learned another true thing. The Iblis Stone was evil. It would try to corrupt anyone who used it.
Historia 3, y esta era la historia 12. Bueno, venga. Pues lo dejamos por aquí. El próximo día continúo. Y ahora que ya tengo dos verdades desbloqueadas, a ver si las desbloqueo todas, por lo menos. Aunque luego hay más caminos de la historia, pero yo creo que todos no los voy a hacer, que si no me cago en tal. Eso lleva mucho tiempo, porque mirad cuántas hay. 13, 21, hay un montón de historias. Lo dejamos por aquí.